Hello everyone, my name's Bell-Carr, and today I'm here to talk to you about resilience, a phrase you've probably been told 1,000 times over. And in these 1,000 times, you've probably been told to be resilient, but you've not necessarily been given any advice or ideas on how to be resilient. In this talk, I'd like to do just that, giving you my own experiences and the experiences of others on what it means to be resilient to me. I decided to do this talk for two main reasons. The first being, I've never really done anything like this, and putting myself outside my comfort zone is something I rarely do. And the second is I thought I could use my own experiences to hopefully inspire, educate, and hopefully entertain you for the next 8 minutes. Google defines resilience as the capacity to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties. Toughness. I think this is a pretty good overall definition of resilience. However, I'd like to add one thing to this: mindset. Resilience isn't just about being physically strong. If you are the strongest person in the world, but mentally weak, your strength is of no use to you. However, this isn't the only factor of resilience, as I'd like to get on to later. My first figure of resilience I'd like to talk about is someone called Dame Deborah James. Dame Deborah James was a woman who in 2016 was diagnosed with bowel cancer, and in the following years became a prominent cancer awareness figure, having a talk show on BBC 5 Live. In 2022, she announced that she was having end-of-life palliative care at home, and in the following months set up her own charity, the Bowlable Foundation, raising £70 million for cancer research. Many in her situation wouldn't do this, but she wanted to show she had the resilience and the mindset to carry on, even in the darkest time of her life. This brings me on to my next factor of resilience, making the best of the situation at hand. Through all of James's treatment, she didn't have to help people, and she didn't have to have a charity to help people. But she did, because she had the resilience and mindset to make the best of the situation at hand. My next figure of resilience is someone called Ollie Church, who earlier this month I had the privilege of speaking to him and asking what resilience meant to him. In 2001, when he was 23 years old, he joined the Queen's Royal Lancers, a regiment in the British Army, telling me it was his dream job. In 2010, while deployed to Afghanistan, he stepped on a landmine. He broke his foot, had brain damage, and lost hearing in his left ear. Because of these injuries, he had to leave the army. He lost his dream job, and he told me some days he couldn't even get out of bed. I then asked him, how did you change this, and how did you combat it? And he said he knew things couldn't get worse, and bad things always get better, and to look forward, you had to take a deeper look inside yourself. To me, this is what resilience is. It isn't just about physical strength, it's how you mentally prepare yourself to move forward. The second thing I asked him was, how did you get through the months, weeks, and days following your incident? And he replied with two main takeaways. The first being meditation. Being able to take a time out of your day to take a deep breath really helped him. And the second was talking. Being able to relieve the weight off your chest and give it to someone else and share the burden on your shoulders really helped him. And I can say from my own experience, it really helped me a lot too. Finally, I'd like to go on to my own experience and why I wanted to do this talk on this in the first place. In the summer of 2016, after a severe case of chickenpox, I was diagnosed with chronic childhood bullous disease. Chronic childhood bullous disease is an adult autoimmune disease, which causes the immune system to attack the top layer of skin, causing blisters all around the patient's body, in this case mine. After noticing the blisters, and then spreading up my legs, arms, and especially my face over the course of 4 to 6 weeks, we went to a doctor. However, none of the doctors knew what my condition was. Not for lack of trying, but because it was so rare. Only one person in the entirety of the UK had the same condition as me at the same time as me. After going to countless nurses, doctors, and GPs, someone referred me to Dr. Tim Clayton, based in Manchester. Dr. Clayton had a history of working with children with similar rare diseases as me. After meeting him, he prescribed me with steroids. Now, I'd like to clarify, these weren't the same steroids that made me as buff as a bodybuilder. In fact, they did quite the opposite, making me retain more water and making me swell. My mum had to buy me clothes 3 times the size, and as you can imagine, it made me still quite self-conscious. While taking these steroids, every 2 weeks or 3 months, I had to get my blood taken. I hated it. I remember vividly sitting in the chair screaming as I took blood. After taking the steroids for about 3 months, they started to calm down, and I was given a cream to put on the blisters that would get rid of them. Although the blisters started to calm down, I was still incredibly self-conscious of them, wearing trousers all year round and tracksuit bottoms in games. However, as I said earlier, I got through this by talking to people, as it really helped get the weight off my chest. This brief history has brought us to now, where I still get some blisters on my face, but most of them have petered out like the doctor said they would. I wanted to share this part of my life with you because, in my opinion, I think it's made me a more resilient person. When I look back on this part of my life, I like to think it's made me feel comfortable in my own skin, and I like to think it's given me resilience. I know that because of this condition, I cannot be the strongest, the fastest, or the tallest, but I know I've been given lessons on how to keep a positive attitude and make the best of the situation at hand. Now, even though many of you probably have your own situations to draw from, I'd like to wrap up my 3 key points on what resilience means to me. The firstly being, there are always people to talk to. Through all the examples I've given, there were people to talk to, whether it be the doctors for James's treatment or Ollie's friends and family to talk to. There were always people to help. Second, resilience is just about showing up. If you don't want to show up every day and get better and win, you're doing yourself a disservice on what you know you can do. And thirdly, enjoy every day that you're given. When I signed up for this TED Talk, I signed up on a whim, not thinking I'd get in. And when I did, I was hesitant to continue. But after carrying on and looking at everyone else's experiences, I found out that life can turn upside down pretty quickly, so you have to enjoy everything that's given to you. So talk. Talk to anyone that will listen. Show up, even if you really don't want to, and enjoy every day that's given. Thank you for listening.